plenty of mermaids with sore joints and muscles. He saw the male mermaids clutching their battered joints, a natural result of swimming madly under the enormous pressure at such depths. He then grinned maliciously, baring his teeth, and realized that the entire plan was almost complete. The huge crane had caught a bunch of mermaids in its nets, and it was a rich catch. Lloyd stood at the table opposite Rotalua, who was trying to figure out if the sauna was a device inside the room. He stated that there was no better place for mermaids with muscle and joint pain. Rotalua raised his eyebrows in confusion and asked what this had to do with finding the pearl of truth. Lloyd tilted his head and smiled, saying that this was the easiest way to recruit labor, since it was impossible for the three of them to clear such a large area. The main character took pity on Rotalua in confusion when Rotalua was unsure, but it would be difficult since they were afraid of steam. These were the same hydrothermal vents that were releasing hot bubbles of air. Rotalua explained that until recently, some mermaids were tempted by the heat and would lie down nearby and die. He pictured fried fish with lemon on a green leaf. Rotalua explained that for some reason they would lose their minds, climb into the hottest spot and fry until crispy. The brown-haired man raised his head, closing his eyes, as Rotalua explained that this was why mermaids were forbidden to even approach them. Lloyd understood that the water coming out of the hydrothermal vent contained heavy metals, so it made sense. The young gentleman smirked mockingly. He leaned his body forward with a sly grin and said that a hot chimney would solve all these problems. Starting to create a sauna. Step 1. Building the structure. He walked to the coral bottom and looked at its plants and said that this is where they would put the sauna. Xavier wondered if it was too far from the hydrothermal vent. Then they walked forward, and the brown-haired man began to take out papers from his inner pocket, because he said that safety should be the most important thing. He took out his papers with blueprints and presented a green hologram, because it was a design blueprint challenge. It was a huge green grid that filled the entire space. Xavier looked back at the enthusiastic protagonist, who was walking forward in search of materials, and told him to follow the guide. The knight closed his eyes and began to pull out his blade. The brown